Friends, if you are using the Groww app to invest in mutual funds and you want to know how to switch funds or how to switch your investment from one fund to another in Groww, this video will give you the full tutorial. Now I am here in my Groww app and I am in my mutual fund section and I can see 3 test mutual funds I have bought over here to help you understand how to use this app. And if I supposedly want this Access Arbitrage fund to now be switched to another fund, how can I do this? First up, on the app itself, when I click on this fund, the only options I'm seeing is redeem and investment details. I'm not seeing a switch option. And for this, I will first have to log in to Groww on my browser. So I'm going to go back and open Chrome and log into Groww over here. So I'll go to the Groww website, which is groww.in, and press go. Over here on the top, there should be an option to log in. I will click on login. I can enter my email ID and start logging in over here. So I will enter my login credentials and log in just like I did on my app. After entering my password, OTP and PIN, I am now logged into my Groww account. I'll go and select the mutual fund option over here and I will come to dashboard. In dashboard, I can again look at the fund which I want to switch. It is a very common strategy to have funds parked in an arbitrage fund, which is sort of a fixed income instrument, and then slowly switch into equity scheme. So this is a very common strategy which I have also extensively used. Once I click over here, I'll go to more details. Now, before I make any progress in getting to switch, I will have to make one change on my browser. I will click on these 3 dots on my browser and I will select something called the desktop site. So I've clicked the desktop site and the interface of Groww that now opens up is the same as you see on a desktop. So over here, my dashboard for mutual funds looks something like this. I am inside mutual funds and inside dashboard in case you are lost. Now the fund which I want to switch, say the Access Arbitrage fund, is over here. Once I click on it, you will see over here there are 3 dots that show up over here. I will click on that and I will click on investment details. Once I'm on the investment details page, you can see I have a switch option right here. I will click on switch to begin the switch process, and you will notice an error which shows up over here that this fund cannot be switched because this is in our demat folio, which means this fund is added to our demat account, so this cannot be switched. If I go back and look at one of my older funds, say the Tata Arbitrage fund, let me click this and do the same process. You will see over here when I press these 3 dots, I see a switch fund option right here because this is not in my demat account with Groww. So I'm going to click switch fund over here. I'm going to select one of my 2 portfolios for both of these. I can see my amounts right here and I'll click switch fund. Now the interesting thing about switching funds is that you can only switch within the same AMC. So when I go ahead and click proceed over here, you will see that my options are within the same AMC, which is a Tata ELSS fund. Currently, I am in a arbitrage fund. And that limitation remains. So let me also try and show you. Suppose I am looking at Parag Parikh over here and I want to switch this one. Again, I can see my exit load is also being clearly mentioned over here. This is because whenever you switch a fund, it is considered a sell transaction and tax plus exit load both would also be triggered. It is only a convenience that you go from one fund to another directly instead of first going to your bank account and then reinvesting that amount. But this is a tax event and exit load, if applicable, will also be required. So I'm not doing that. I'm going to go back to my Tata Arbitrage fund over here, click on switch fund, select one of the portfolios, go to switch fund again. There is no exit load. That confirmation page is seen. I will click proceed and I will now select this fund where I am switching and click on proceed again to begin this. Now you can see the details over here. The amount that is being switched can also be seen here and I can confirm switch by pressing this button. An OTP would be triggered to my mobile and email ID for this switch to happen, and that's how I can go ahead and complete my switch. So we know now that the switch is a convenience. If your mutual funds are in a demat account, it cannot happen because this is a feature which happens at the AMC level. So if your mutual funds are stored in a Groww demat account, you will not be able to do a switch.